I know you can't see my full shirt. Happy New Year. It is now 2022 as of watching this video. That is the intent, is that this video will be the first to air in 2022. I'm going to talk about the book goals that I had in 2021, sort of reflect on what's doable and realistic for my now working teacher self, and make some new 2022 goals. So, let's look at those old goals, shall we? So I was really forward thinking and positive and enthusiastic about my goals in 2021, and I really thought I was going to get somewhere, and I did. I mean, I managed to read like 130 something books, so I mean, I did a good job. I just didn't necessarily meet every goal. In fact, I started off on the wrong foot because my very first goal is no book buying for the months of January, March, and May, July, September, and November. I was going to do every other month, no book buying ban. That did not work. I did manage to avoid spending money in January, but February I spent like $100 in one go because it was my birthday and I wanted to, and then it just kind of snowballed from there, and I spent the entire summer stocking up on a classroom library, and I in my mind I went, oh, it's fine, it's for my classroom library, it's not really spending money on books, but I mean, it's still spending money on books. I don't know if I'm going to have a money-based goal this year, just because I know myself and I know what I'm capable of. So I don't know about that one, but obviously that one did not work out. The next two are kind of in the same category. They are read one Margaret Atwood book a month and one Stephen King book a month, and I kept that up religiously and successfully until August. In August, everything went to absolute crap because I started teaching full-time and I had zero time to read, and I didn't have access to like any audiobook versions of their books because the audiobooks they have are books I had already read. So I had to stop. I had to stop that challenge. The last Stephen King book I read was Everything's Eventual. The last Margaret Atwood I read, I want to say it was Alias Grace. I'm not going to go look. I'm not going to go check. But I stopped in August because there was no way. There was just no way I had time to read and also plan and do stuff for school. So I think I could be a little bit more successful now, like knowing how much time I have, but I just don't think that's a good goal to set for myself. All it ends up with me doing is spending a very short amount of time trying to read these books of these authors that I claim to love. And by the way, I mean, I loved all the books that I read of those authors this year. It's just, I had to kind of force myself through some of them, and it took up time that I needed to be reading other stuff, if that makes sense. But it was fun while it lasted, but just isn't realistic. This is really nice, Pepper, but I'm working on a video. Could we do this? Could we do this later? Okay. Anyway, next goal. The very next goal on here is one backlog / physical or ebook a month. So my backlog is insane. I've got like four bookshelves and 2 rolling carts full of books that I have not read. And my ebooks. I have a bunch of books that people have bought me over time and gifted to me, and now I have NetGalley that I need to catch up on, and it's just kind of getting out of hand. That was a good one to have. It worked okay, but I stopped keeping track of it. It was really hard to keep track of, okay, what actually is in my library versus what am I just reading because it's a backlog of things I wanted to read versus something it's backlogged to have a physical copy of. It's hard to keep track of that one. That was a good idea in theory to get stuff off of my physical shelf, but I made it too broad, and it was a little bit hard to do. The next goal was super successful, like over the year, was read one own voices / diverse read a month. So what I said when I made that video in last January was anything that does not reflect my own lived experience. So anyone who grows up in a different place than me, they have different family than me, they have a different sexuality or gender than me, their experience in life is different than my own. That counts. And I read some really great books doing that this year. Punching the Air was amazing. Clap If You Land was so good. I basically finished the rest of Elizabeth Aceveto's work. What are some other ones I read? I read a bunch in May that for the Asian Readathon that were just amazing reads. And so this was a really good way for me to read books that I put in my classroom library. A lot of the books that I read this year were so good that I decided to buy them for my classroom library. So I might actually continue that one for the next year. We'll see. The very last one was a classic or traditional high school canon book a month. And I kept that one going till about August. I think it was a little bit difficult to make time for a classic. And also, I realized I was reading them, but I wasn't reading them to teach, and that kind of defeats the purpose. If I'm reading something from the high school canon, I should be reading it with the intent to teach it to someone one day. So I like that one. I just don't know if it's realistic to be annotating books like that every month. I might try to make that like a quarterly thing. I am going to try to simplify things in general. I think I only want to have like 5, and I believe that's close to what I had this year. But let me just reflect for a minute. I'll come back and I'll tell you what my 2022 goals are. This is unrealistic. 2 of these are going to be fine. The last one's going to be not a thing, but I'm going to try. For my 2022 book goals, 1, read a backlog book. That's either physical or ebook. That does not mean you download something new. That does not mean you do an audio version. It has to be either a physical book here or a book that is already on my Kindle. 2, 1 on Voices/diverse read a month. That worked successfully last year. I read like 2 or 3, sometimes 4 books a month that way, and got a bunch of new reads to put in my classroom library, plus a new favorite. Like I have a lot of favorites from last year because of that. So that one was successful. We'll keep with it. The last one is the one that has sort of like an asterisk by it. It's unhaul every 4 months or book buying ban every other month. So basically, I would like to get into every 4 months, just sort of get rid of some books. Get them out of the room, get them out of here. If you aren't going to read it, you need to take it out. If it's a copy you're not going to keep, you need to take it out and just unhaul every 4 months. I think that's realistic, but I think we'll see when that first 4-month mark hits. As far as the book buying ban, you don't have to worry about that for January because I bought so many books in December, I don't need to buy any more. I can't think of very many books releasing in January I would like to get my hands on as far as final copies go that I can't wait until later to get. So that's the only 3 I've got. It's not a long list, but I'm thinking this will be more successful than last year's goals. And I'm going to try to keep up with these as well. That's it. Those are the goals. Everyone have a great January 1st and first day of the year. We're all making these goals and resolutions now. Don't be too hard on yourself. Like if you can't do something or if you have to change something you thought you were going to do last year, it's not that big a deal. It's not that serious. I mean, use it for accountability as you want, but don't like stress yourself out about these kind of things. As far as book goals go and like reading amounts, for Goodreads, I think I'm going to put my count at 100 because I think that's doable. I was going to put it at 64, and I may do 64 and then change it to 100, but I think it's completely realistic for me to read 100 books in 1 year now. And that'll make me feel good if I can reach it, and it'll make me feel even better if I can get past it. So these are the goals, and then 100 books. So that's it. Let me know in the comments what you are thinking about doing for your book goals this year.